Up until now, your focus has been entirely on the canvas. You've been acting like an artist, making sure every line and prompt is perfect. But the moment you export that PDF, the artist's job is done. Now, you have to become a marketer. Your beautiful book is about to become a product on a very crowded digital shelf. First, we are going to throw out the default pricing assumptions most beginners make and install a premium strategy that actually leaves you with a profit. Second, we will ruthlessly optimize your book cover to grab attention and hijack Amazon's mobile scrolling algorithm. Third, we will generate a data-backed SEO-Optimized product description using specific competitor data and AI. By mastering these three specific marketing levers, you transform an invisible, standalone PDF into an algorithm-ready launch package. Let's build your product. Step 1. Immediately discard the idea of pricing your coloring book at $6.99 or $7.99. That used to be the mass market standard, but the math no longer works. In June 2025, Amazon KDP updated their policy regarding print costs and lower-priced UX, dropping the royalty rate for anything under $9.99. This chart shows how that policy change impacts your wallet. A $7.99 books per sale royalty drops to barely $1, while a $9.99 book maintains a sustainable margin. Undercutting competitors on price guarantees unprofitability as margins vanish. To charge that $9.99 premium, you need to elevate your product's perceived value. We do this using a concept called the collection engine. A true collection relies on consistent visual themes, recurring characters, and a cohesive brand identity across multiple titles. When a buyer sees your book as part of a premium, interconnected series rather than a cheap one-off, their perception of its retail value shifts to match that $9.99 price tag. Prioritizing that perceived value over a low list price is the single mandatory requirement for building a sustainable KDP business under the new rules. Now let's talk about getting clicks. Most buyers shop on mobile, scrolling past dozens of microscopic, indistinguishable book covers in fractions of a second. To see what they see, we use the 10% thumbnail test. This is the ultimate diagnostic tool for evaluating your cover. Open your draft cover in your design software and intentionally scale your view down to exactly 10%. Here is your pass or fail condition. Look at that tiny image. If you cannot visually identify the specific niche and genre within 2 seconds, the cover fails. The most common error authors make is prioritizing precious, highly intricate artwork on the cover. At full size, it looks beautiful. At 10% scale, it turns into a muddy, confusing blur. To fix a failed cover, start with the geometry. Scale up your central character or core visual subject until it occupies at least 70% of the total canvas. Next, apply the typographic fix. Maximize your font thickness and utilize stark background contrast to force the title to be legible. Ruthless visual simplicity at the thumbnail scale dictates your click-through rates. The algorithm prioritizes covers that buyers can instantly understand. With your cover optimized, we move to the metadata. Do not make the mistake of generating a generic book description with a basic ChatGPT prompt. Instead, we capture existing market demand using a workflow called ethical keyword stuffing inside NotebookLM. First, go to Amazon and isolate the top 5 best-selling books specifically within your chosen micro-niche. Now physically copy the actual product descriptions from all 5 of those competitors and paste them as text into a single NotebookLM project. Then type this exact prompt. Analyze these 5 descriptions. Extract the 20 most potent keywords and psychological hooks. Write a new KDP description for my book that naturally integrates these keywords. The AI analyzes the proven psychological hooks those competitors are already using and uses them to automatically structure a highly persuasive, properly formatted description for your own book. A description engineered from verified, competitor-tested search terms will always convert browsers into buyers better than guessing. You have now successfully transitioned your raw interior files into a fully armed KDP launch package. You established a $9.99 premium pricing strategy, engineering your margins to survive the 2025 royalty cliff. You locked in a high-contrast, mobile-optimized cover design that passes the 2-second 10% thumbnail test, and you completed a data-driven, SEO-stuffed product description using NotebookLM. Before you advance any further in this course, complete this 2-step action checklist. Apply the 10% thumbnail test to your current cover, and generate your NotebookLM description. Your marketing assets are now perfectly optimized for sales, but optimization means nothing if your account gets suspended. In Module 6, we will cover the critical legal and ethical compliance rules required to protect your KDP account from automated bans. I'll see you there.